The capture of Kherson and the region completely repeats the Crimean scenario, as well as 8 years ago during the occupation of the peninsula. According to British intelligence, Kherson has become a strategically important point for the Russian occupation army.
Since seizing the southern city of Kherson in early March, Russia has sought to legitimize its control of the city and surrounding areas through installing a pro-Russian administration. Recent statements from this administration include declaring a return to Ukrainian control impossible and announcing a 4-month currency transition from the Ukrainian hryvnia to the Russian ruble.
Political scientist Volodymyr Molchanov is one of those who were able to leave the occupied Kherson. He says that the lack of communication with Ukraine and the vacuum in the information field is a strong psychological blow to the locals who, from the first days of a full-scale invasion, went to rallies against Russia. However, now even the Ukrainian banking system has been turned off there, and it means that terminals do not work in the city and the region, and it is impossible to cash out money.
The trackers stopped working in all stores, so the terminals are turned off and any trade for the Ukrainian hryvnia has become impossible, except for cash, which is very small and which everyone will cherish.
If the idea of holding a referendum in the Kherson region was abandoned, it is only because it is planned to merge the region with the occupied Crimea, to control the Kakhovka hydroelectric power plant and rob farms, stealing grain out from the region.
They prefer to annex the Kherson region and receive money for reintegration on one hand and rob it on other. They take out grain, rob farmers and gunpoint, take out agricultural equipment. The next step, they will take out fertilizers. And it will be funny when they will take out pumps, including from the canal that should supply them with water to Crimea.
Kherson residents are cut off from Ukraine. The Russians have blocked the exit roads through the front line. There are no safe green corridors, and the evacuation is more spontaneous than organized. For those who do not want to live under occupation, the only way out is to travel through Crimea and Russia.
Many will not want to live in conditions of enemy information domination, and even more without sources of livelihood.
Ukraine will never recognize the occupation of its territory. In his address, President Volodymyr Zelensky assured that all regions now captured by Russia would be liberated. Of course, there is still a lot of work ahead. The occupiers are still on our land and still do not recognize the apparent failure of their so-called operation. We still need to fight and direct all efforts to drive the occupiers out, and we will do it. Ukraine will be free. Kherson, Nova Kakhovka, Melitopol, Berdyansk, Dnipro-Rudne, and all other temporary occupied cities and communities in which the occupiers are now pretending to be masters will be liberated. According to the latest data, about 1,200,000 people plan to leave occupied Kherson alone. Reported by Pavlo Shtermach, Natalya Belokudria, UATV News.